No let-up tonight in the military maneuvers that have 1 million soldiers dug in now along the India-Pakistan border. But in the capitals of the two nations, what could be the first promising signs of easing tensions. India's prime minister said his country has opened a dialogue with Pakistan for starters, and a spokesman for Pakistan's president said the two leaders will likely meet next week at a regional summit. President Bush's Middle East envoy, Marine General Anthony Zinni, will fly to Israel again on Thursday, still trying to work out some kind of a peace deal, but Zinni is not alone. In our special series, Learning to Hate, NBC News correspondent Hoda Kotb reports tonight on two fathers whose work may not be as publicized as Zinni's, but whose personal stake in a lasting peace there may be even greater.
In the land of an eye for an eye, two fathers on opposite sides of the battle, united by the same fate.
I felt bitterness and grief.
I don't know why it's happened to me, but it happens.
Ronnie Hershensen's 19-year-old son was one of 21 soldiers killed when a suicide bomber blew himself up north of Tel Aviv.
Everything that I feel, I taste, I eat, is for him and with him. He's part of me. He never left me.
Further down on the Mediterranean shore, another father in Gaza, another horror story.
They called me, and I also heard the news on the radio.
Nasser Agha's son was a Palestinian police officer keeping the peace in Ramallah when a demonstration erupted. They say he was shot and killed by an Israeli bullet.
Of course the Israelis. They bear the responsibility.
By all accounts, these should be among the angriest men in the Middle East. And indeed, they are fighting. But not against the enemy. They're fighting for peace. And they're doing it together.
I lost my son, but I didn't lose my head.
They're part of a group of Israelis and Palestinians called Pains of Peace. Parents who lost children to the ongoing conflict are doing something most of their leaders now refuse to do. They sit down and talk.
If we can sit together and talk, why shouldn't they? They didn't get hurt like us from the conflict. Why shouldn't they sit and talk together?
I sit with them because they too have gone through the pain and suffering.
But this group is a tiny minority. Even meeting isn't easy. Last week, they were prevented from entering the West Bank. Nasser is not allowed out of Gaza. Still, they are not giving up. Nasser says that while his firstborn was killed, he has 8 other reasons to keep trying.
I call him the martyr of peace. I hope that he will be the last martyr.
And that is the paradox. Ronnie and Nasser want their message to get out, but these parents in pain don't want their membership to grow. Hoda Kotb, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back with the story of one powerful woman and 11 very strong men in a rough and tumble business. But first, New Year's Day, London, the annual parade getting a head start on Queen Elizabeth's Golden Jubilee, celebrating her 50 years on the throne.